My name's Mouse. Welcome back to the shop. So, welcome back. First of all, I want to say I hope we're all well after obviously the COVID-19 and hope we're all getting back to normality. I'm trying to get back to normality now. I'm trying to actually get my car finished. Hopefully there's some shows towards the end of the year we can maybe take her to. But for now, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be mounting the oil cooler, fitting the seat back in. Just before we went on lockdown, I was able to actually make modify the seat brackets we had. So I've got 3 out of 4. We need to make one more bracket today, get the oil cooler mounted, and hopefully we can get round to mounting the fuel pump because we've got all the fuel lines coming now as we're no longer in lockdown. So we're getting there, and hope we're all well. But first we need to tidy the shop because it is a mess. So let's get cracking. So, as you can see, nice tidy workshop, a couple of months. So what we're going to do now is jump onto the metro, mount the oil cooler just about there. So then, as you can see, one oil cooler is now mounted. What we're going to do is going to knit behind it and make sure we've got enough length on the cables. We possibly have to make this one here longer to meet it. Got to rerun the oil lines anyway, so let's do that. So, as you can see, all cooler mounted. I'm quite happy with that actually, it's a nice angle. I'm able to push it in a bit more and get it so it's sitting nice straight. I've got to cut the bolts off in the back. Also made a new bracket for the oil cooler. It's not in the way of anything, it is only tacked together so I can move it if I need be. But I'm quite happy with that. I can turn it as well so I can turn it more towards the filter side. It's just to hold it in place. The other one meant that the filter was leaning too far forward and on the radiator. So I'm happy with that. We're not running lines today, I just needed the lines on it to make sure that they were in the way of anything, which they're not. I'm still waiting on a bunch of lines and a bunch of water lines as well, so once we get them, we'll get them sorted. So we're going to jump inside now. My brother's already put the seat in. We had to re-drill a hole because I drilled it wrong before we went on lockdown, so we're going to jump inside now and finish up and bracket off. And there we go. Brother actually has done a pretty good job. He just didn't drill the one hole right size. The bolt from like the seat to the plate is very short, but I've got some really strong Loctite, and we'll make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. Everything will be nice and tight. Obviously, there's no point tightening anything down. I'm still unsure about the clutch pedal. It's nice. It's obviously still not got its cylinder sitting quite high. But obviously it's got to be comfortable to drive. The accelerator and brake, they're spot on, they're nice and comfy. The clutch I'm still a little bit wary about, so we may have to rework the clutch. But what we're going to do now is we're going to jump to the back, and we're hopefully going to make a bracket to mount the fuel pump, so when the fuel lines come we can start running them. So what I've basically come up with is I've got these bent brackets here. They are for something else for the car, but I've got a few spare. So I'm going to open it out a bit because it's a bit of a tight fit at the minute. And basically we're going to clamp weld one to the car with enough sort of space around it to put like a big fuel clamp, maybe sort of like a Jubilee sort of clip. And basically this side will be welded in, so basically like that. And it comes right here, and this is basically another, like a plate holds it. There'll be a big piece of foam rubber or foam in there. I know it has to be a special thing for a pump, so basically it'll be sitting like that. We'll probably fill some of these holes and I'll maybe use them, but basically that's the plan. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to make these fit a bit better around this because they're a bit tight. Weld this one in, we'll cut some grooves out so we can thread a Jubilee clip around it. Have to be some big hunky cuts, probably make enough for free actually, and then basically it'll come around this one, which will be sort of like the outer clamping plate. It shouldn't move them, so let's get cracking and try it. So then, something like that. Basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to weld this top. You'll have to avoid the camera, sorry. There's a really bright light shooting at it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this off just to check it. We might not need this plate, basically, but we'll have 3 good hefty Jubilee clips. There's loads of room behind it. So I'm just going to add a few more tacks, except I'm not welding anything in permanently. But this is your input, or basically your flow to it. So that will connect to that blue connector down there. It comes up a little bit, but this was quite powerful. I've just checked it because I wasn't sure which was flow and which was input and output. That bit is the output, so we're good on that. So basically it'll come in here, through, out, and I'm not too sure if we're going to take it up and over, or basically just bring it round and straight underneath the car. Not sure yet. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to throw some more tacks on that, throw some tacks on the bottom as well, and then we'll carry on. So that is one all core fitted. The filter housing modified to actually fit our purposes. The seat properly mounted. I've just got a friend of mine to sit in it. He says it's a nice comfortable. Steering wheel seems a little bit off. I've noticed that, so I might just nip it over a little bit, but that means drilling new holes and all that, but we're not sure yet. And that's one fuel pump bracket made. I can't do much more, sadly, because I am actually out of parts. I have got a load on order, but obviously we're just coming out of Corona, we're still going to be waiting on parts. So hopefully this video should get back to every weekend, and I hope you're all well. I'm super chuffed with what we've done today. My name's Rice. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, drop a comment, feel free to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.